The lower humidity was very noticeable today.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It made just a huge difference, didn't it?
I was not up early enough to enjoy it with a cup of coffee, but it still felt really good by the time I did get out this afternoon. It's a far cry from those hot, humid summer days we had earlier this year, so a very welcome treat, though we are going to see that humidity coming back into the coastal bend heading into this coming week. So we do have a couple of weather impact alert days heading into Tuesday and Wednesday. This is more so going to be for tropical downpours, which could lead to some localized flooding. On top of that, we'll also have some hazardous beach conditions like we mentioned at the top of our show. With that, we do have some pretty big wave heights and long wave periods. The worst of those looking to come on Wednesday as the future Francine passes us by in the coastal bend. Right now, it is still only potential tropical cyclone number 6, or PTC 6 for short. We've also got a couple other areas of interest out in the central Atlantic. We're not worried about those for us. We're watching PTC 6. Again, has that 90% chance of development over the next couple of days. So we've been talking about this for the last day or two. A weaker system would have come closer to the coastal bend, but there has been an eastward shift in the model guidance, meaning they're leaning towards a stronger storm. So had a weaker system been the outcome, it would have been interacting with a lot more wind shear over us thanks to that cold front we got, which is what dropped our humidity. That would have meant more rain and more direct impacts for us. Like I said, we're still going to be having a rain chance as well as those hazardous beach conditions and some minor coastal flooding, but those rain chances are shifting to the east. And I'll show you the rainfall map here in just a minute, but the stronger system means less rain for us as it gets pulled around that high pressure in the eastern Gulf. So here's what our rain chances are looking like. You can see those highest chances towards the coast, and if you remember this forecast map from yesterday, I have pulled these chances over to the east a bit to take the numerous showers and storms away from the coastal bend. I do think we still could get on the high end of scattered, which could be up to 60%, but I think the majority of the coastal bend, that trend is going downward in terms of rainfall. That being said, any rainfall we get is going to be of tropical nature, which means it could come down really hard. So we do have a flood risk for Monday. Here's the one for Tuesday, pretty much going up and down the entire Gulf Coast. A slight risk at that for Tuesday, and then going out to Wednesday when Francine would be making landfall somewhere potentially up in the Louisiana, southeast Texas area, that slight risk goes with it. So again, another slight shift in this forecast from the Weather Service. If you remember yesterday, right through here, it was still in a slight risk for Wednesday, so that has been shifting to the north and east. So here's what PTC 6 forecast cone looks like. They are expecting it to get its act together within the next 24 to 36 hours, which would then make it Tropical Storm Francine, and it's already got those 50-mile-per-hour winds right now. It's expected to pass by us here in the coastal bend early Wednesday morning. So again, make sure that you're paying attention to this forecast cone. If the center of the storm were to go along this line or along this line, that's still a valid forecast. So we're going to be closely monitoring that. But again, as I keep mentioning, that trend has been towards the east. The current forecast cone takes it to the Lake Charles area as a Category 1 hurricane before letting it continue up and get kind of sucked up into the United States by a trough. So we kind of beat this over your head whenever it came to Hurricane Beryl. Minor track shifts can mean a big change in the impacts we feel here. So like we just showed you with that forecast cone, any little deviation from it could change our impacts here. As it stands right now, here's a look at Tuesday and Wednesday's forecast when we could be seeing those highest rain chances from what is to become Francine. Now heading into Wednesday evening, as that makes landfall, we are expecting things to start clearing out here in the coastal bend, and then Thursday, it's looking gorgeous. We've got a very low chance for rain, a pretty mild afternoon, and then we do still see a slight uptick in rain chances, more isolated in nature, but still it does go up heading into next weekend.
All right, so a couple of days to look out for there. Thank you, Kristen. Appreciate it.